I tend to consider Medved Taiga a difficult map to hunt, and when I say that, I don't mean it's difficult to find animals. In fact, I would say it's rather easy as they tend to stand out against the snow and ice. What I mean is, far too often, it's a lot of like cow moose, female bears, and just stuff that maybe isn't the most interesting, and it's difficult to stay around on the map and have a good long hunt. So, I've recently been made aware that a lot of the bull moose on Medved Taiga actually drink along this northern part of the map, where I don't tend to spend a lot of time. And I'm really curious what's actually up here. I mean, I hunted a lot of musk deer during that grind up in this area, and that's really been about it, so I'm hoping that maybe we can find some moose, get some respawns, maybe even find one that's been just up here waiting for us, and I'm excited to actually see this. It's been like a part of Medved that we're missing out on, and I have such good memories of like finding rare and diamond moose on this map that I'd love to actually have those opportunities again. So that's one bull moose down, and of course just a 151 scoring silver, but I'm hoping to pretty much take out any bull moose that we can find today, and maybe even just try to see where some of the zones are, because like I said, it's an area that I really never have gone during moose drink time. I mean, when I was talking about like having good memories of shooting like diamond moose on this map, they were all like down in the south, and at some point, a lot of things changed on a lot of maps, and clearly, a lot of the bull moose moving up into this area is one of those things, so I really am curious to see just exactly what we find. Well, one thing that's already become apparent is that the moose seem to be kind of localized to the west side of the map. I ran all the way across the ice up here, and there was nothing to the east of that first moose that we shot, so that's going to make it a little bit easier for grinding purposes, but we've got this little level 2 out here, and I actually did bring the muzzleloader. The first one was kind of broadside, so I didn't want to use that, but for shots like this, I think it's going to be fun to try to take out the moose with the muzzleloader, but you can see we went along here on the stream on Friday, and we shot a decent number of moose, so the good news is, there should be a number of respawns. The only thing we gotta be careful about is not deleting any zones. Not the most impressive moose so far. That's gonna be our second level 2, but at least we're seeing bulls again. It's definitely better to see ones with little antlers like this, than just cow after cow after cow like we see down in the south, and I'm hoping that maybe we're gonna get some bull respawns down in the crater, because another area that I focused my time on the stream last was down in that particular spot. So it used to be one of the best moose spots on the map in my opinion, and currently it seems to only spawn cows, so I shot a bunch down in there, and I'm wondering if any bulls are going to move into that area. But anyway, yet another silver bull moose up here in the north, and we're kind of getting into the area now where, like I said, there should be some respawns. I thought I just saw one, I guess it was that rock, but there was a bull moose warning call. We'll see if we can maybe get eyes on that. I don't imagine it would have been either of these two, but there are 2 bull moose in this area, and these were the species that I sort of accidentally stumbled into that strategy of shooting one while the second animal's head is down. So that's going to be an easier follow-up shot. That was close, somehow we got it. Man, that far apart is about the limit. I don't know how, heart shot, maybe neck shot the first moose, and then got a lung shot on that second one, but any farther than that, either the Hyperion scope or just maybe trying to get further away would be a better strategy. But I am curious to know, like, how we actually got this drop shot. I guess he wasn't starting to drink as much as I thought. Like, he's just, you can kind of see, starting to sort of bend down. But we lucked out and got through the heart there, and we saw the health dropping on this other guy, so he shouldn't be too far away. Well, that's interesting. Can't say I've ever had a moose just sort of drop on a rock like that, but with the opportunity to take a screenshot, we might as well. And again, it's going to be another silver bull moose, but yeah, we got through to just one lung. Kind of rushed, so makes sense it's a little bit back, but I think before we go any further, we're probably going to go back and reset the time, because we're almost at the end of moose drink time anyway, and since they mostly seem to be on this side, I'd like to have the full drink time at our disposal. Finally, it looks like we have a good-sized moose. I think the first max weight estimate one of all this run, including the stream kills, but 213 to 267 guarantees a gold as long as we can make the shot. And I think again we'll go with the muzzleloader, and I said earlier, I purposely used the 300 on the first one because it was broadside, but I kind of wonder, the muzzleloader is absurdly powerful, and yeah, just able to insta-drop that with no problem. And as I've been going along since the last kill, there's been a bunch more like really tiny moves that I've just shot with the 300, and I've been attempting to do that and haven't done it. So the fact that the muzzleloader did it first try, maybe it was practice, maybe it was just purely the muzzleloader being better, but either way, I think for the future broadside shots, we're not going to worry about the muzzleloader not being able to handle it. And out of curiosity, let's see how far that actually penetrated through. I mean, it's not even close actually to, you know, like maybe being stopped short of the heart. It's way through it and into the other lungs. So I've never actually looked at it. What are the ammo stats different? So the 300 polymer tips, make sure we get the right one, would be 42 penetration. The expansion's not going to matter too much for our purposes here. And then, yeah, technically the muzzleloader should have less, although the guns themselves actually do kind of matter as well. So them being that close, it's possible the muzzleloader would just be simply better. As it turns out, at least on my map, it's really only this little area that does have all the bull moves. And there are a bunch, but none were really all that special. So we've come down into here. I wanted to maybe get a couple, and then we're going to go down to the crater that I talked about and kind of see what's going on in that area. So we dropped that one. There's another one actually just out here to the south of us. It might be a gold. I actually want to say 197 is gold, but I might be confusing whitetail with moose. So we'll head down there and try to get him as well. And then I think we'll kind of go down into the crater. Most of the hunting pressure has been cleared. And like I said, I really want to know if any bulls are going to spawn there instead of just all cows like we've had. And actually, there's even another one which we evidently spooked and then he came back. So they're all level 3s, but nice to see another area that seems to have a good number of bulls spawning. So that guy's plenty far away. We may use the 300 here just for the sake of a little more accuracy at range. So when he lifts his head, actually, I think we need to go for a neck shot because his nose kind of blocks any angle down into the heart for us. They always twitch like that, like towards the start of their animation. Then he did it again, but luckily, we're all good there, so no tracking needed. And then once again for this guy, I think we'll actually use the muzzleloader, and we kind of have an in-between here. It's sort of a quartering 2 angle, but yet again, muzzleloader has absolutely no issues. I kind of wonder if I should have actually distrusted it on this first shot or just used it, but I mean, especially when we're going for an even smaller target of the neck bone there like we did, I kind of would prefer to have the rifle over the muzzleloader, but it's still only 11:30, so we have plenty of time. That guy even is a 192, and gold is 194, so there's a chance that the other one we shot would be, but only if he's at the very top of the estimate that he had for us. I can't tell if he's got one usually gold antler and one silver antler or what this is, but fingers crossed that he gets up to that 194 mark. 192.3, so we just missed it, but I guess in the end it doesn't really matter. He is just a common at the end of the day. So kind of everything that we've been working towards here really is coming down to this kind of check of the crater. It's pretty much what I wanted to accomplish, like getting bull moose to spawn down there again, so I guess we'll kind of see if it's possible. Well, he may be alert, but that is a bull moose spawn down here in the crater, and that's so good to see that that can happen. I wanted to go with the 300 there just for the sake of making that shot before he would turn around, but I really wonder if there are any others, because this area tends to hold like 10 or 15 moose, so I want to run around and see if there are any other bull spawns. Now, I believe this is the same rack as our gold from earlier, and he is a 210, just about half a kg below the max weight estimate. And I want to explain this because there was a video where we did something like this at some point, and there was a bit of confusion where I guess some people sort of thought that it was a cow moose that respawned as a bull moose. I don't think that's what's happening. That bull moose there is likely a respawn from a moose that we shot elsewhere, and since some of these cows were cleared out, there was room for moose to spawn down in this area again, and one of the bulls happened to appear there. I really think that's what that is. I don't think you ever get bulls respawning as cows or vice versa. I'm just pretty sure that you have like different respawn locations, and they can go anywhere there's room. So what I believe kind of happens is you get, say, 15 cow moose to spawn in this area, and then it's kind of full, and you never see any bulls respawn, but once we shot those, then there's room, and that's why we see a bull actually down here again. I'm not seeing any other bulls in this area, so I think we'll go ahead and try to take these 2 cows, and I don't know, that back one might not spook from the initial shot, but we'll still kind of do the strategy that we've been working with. So once her head is down to drink, we'll go ahead and get that one. This one just as calm, so not going to run anywhere. We can scoot in and make a good shot, but this kind of goes back to what I talked about at the very beginning, where I kind of consider Medved difficult to hunt, because there's a lot of this kind of stuff. It's a lot of just cow moose all in one area with nothing really that interesting to go after, and what I hope to accomplish with a hunt like this is getting some bulls to spawn down in these areas that we're kind of spending time in anyway. I really do think that it's this sort of thing where we shot a bunch of bulls earlier, there's going to be respawns, and then we make a little more room in an area where we're likely to be. Maybe we get 1 or 2 more bulls to spawn here, and slowly but surely, in doing this kind of stuff, we can maybe see more and more. Now, it looked to me like maybe that first one didn't go down. I think there's tier 2 hunting pressure, so we should be fine. But I saw a second cow run off like way longer than I thought it should have been after we made the shot, but I guess we're okay. And I mean, if we're doing this, we'll take 1 more. Not going to be deleting any zones by doing so. And kind of making a bit more use of the 300 than intended, but just trying to make the shots while they're just readily available. And then I think the last thing that we have to do is figure out where the 1 moose that we have remaining to claim actually got to. I didn't watch too closely what direction it ran in, but I mean, it's gotta be somewhere pretty close. That's 2 out of the 3 anyway. And I was going to have Rascal help us, but on our way back to where we shot it, we managed to find the 3rd one, so we're all good. We probably shot close to 20 moose total today, and I guess it should have only been these 3 females for maybe a little more room for respawns, and we'll kind of see how this goes. Maybe just when we get the opportunity to do that, not only with the cow moose on Medved, but other species on other maps as well, in those areas that for whatever reason are only spawning females, and I'd like to see just more variety in these spots, and that's kind of the ultimate goal here, so hopefully we can do more work with that in the future. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.